We're live.
Are we live?
It says we're live.
Is it working?
I don't know.
Hi. Hello.
Is it working? It is.
It is working. Okay, well I have to go click live.
Well, you better hurry up because I'm wearing shades today.
Are you? You're fancy.
I am. Hurry up. Sorry, ladies and germs. We gotta wait for this. She's never prepared.
It's crooked.
Your whole face is crooked.
Your face is crooked.
I know my face is crooked. My face is. There's a cat.
Too. There is a cat.
Will you hurry up? What are you doing over there?
I'm starting the video.
She's simulcasting.
Hello. All right. Are you ready?
I guess so. I've been live like 30 minutes.
Welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. Make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com, for all the latest in movie news and reviews and contests and free stuff. Thank you for watching us right now on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also follow us on the Instagram and on the Twitter at Hollywood Matter, MATR. Now, let's talk about some movies. Wake up under there.
Oh, hello. I think I'm going to do a show with these sunglasses on every time now.
Are you?
Yeah, because then I can look anywhere I want. Nobody knows. I can look like this, but nobody knows I'm actually
looking. Well, they can't
here.
Anyway because you have such little tiny baby eyeballs.
No, you can still. I know I have
Nobody can see.
I'm aware.
I have big old eyeballs. Look.
You don't have to open your eyes. Everyone sees them. They're not inside your head.
They are inside my head. That's where eyeballs reside.
No, the back of them are inside. The rest of your eyeball, you have more eyeball on the outside. It's like the difference between the Indian and Audi belly button.
Wow, I have an Audi eyeball.
Your just belly button sits on top of your stomach.
You're so funny.
Not her actual belly. We're referring to eyes.
I have an innie.
It's deep in there too.
It's not deep in there.
Right.
Yours is deep in there.
Deep and wide. Deep and wide. Drew's belly button is deep and wide.
Okay. All right. We're going to talk about movies and stop being silly. That was just giving everybody a second to log in. You're all there. Thank you for the millions and millions of fans who are watching us right now.
And all that logged off because of our stupid belly button conversation.
That's okay. Hey, it's
and
better than the fart episode.
And you're probably wondering why I'm sporting such fancy shades.
Why are you?
You'll find out later in the show.
All right. Well, what movie do you want to talk about?
Maybe I have coma now.
You could.
Maybe my eyes have been dilated. Maybe.
I hate when they do that.
Maybe I'm just so badass.
My mom has to go with me because I get panicky.
Maybe my future is so bright.
Oh, you gotta wear shades.
Oh yeah. All right. Anyway, so we have a few things we're talking about today. We didn't get to hit as many movies as we wanted to, and for people that run a website, that's really irresponsible. But we've been busy with life.
I've been sick, you guys.
She's been sick. We had a cat had surgery. Her dad was in the hospital briefly. My mom was in the hospital briefly. Then we had a belt test for my class. It's just been a whole thing.
Just this week has been a little stressful.
And then ironically enough, today we ended up not having my Muay Thai class that I teach. Had a lot of people doing other things, had some injury people. So I was like, hey, I could get some other work done. We didn't get hardly anything done needed to get done today. So, and we're still putting things together in Blakey Manor. So
yeah, Blakey Manor's coming on really nicely.
Yeah, we've only been here almost a year.
We're still unpacking.
Can you believe it's still a year?
Somebody still has a bunch of boxes.
Well, we're not. Okay, let's rephrase that statement. Every time you tell people we're still unpacking, it makes it sound like we're living in an unorganized home.
Well,
like your office.
I'm unorganized.
Her office. There's a few things in this room, in the studio room.
Where?
In the studio room, they need to be hung up and organized. And then we also have our library room. It's just now finally getting worked on because it's been the catch-all room for a little while because we haven't had time between art deadlines and your work and classes and my work and whatever. So it's been a busy
life. The nice thing, though, that I'm realizing is I think we're going to be ready for Halloween, which is the most important thing.
The problem is if we always have a big Halloween party.
Hold on, there's a piece of hair here.
We did not have said Halloween party last year because we were moving.
We were moving that day.
So we canceled it. I haven't decided if I want to do the Halloween party this year because I don't know if I want people all up in Blakey Manor like that.
Well, I've already said we're having it and people are planning on coming and bringing food.
Well, that's fine. But the problem is we go all out in decor. So I usually have to start in September decorating.
Oh, you better hurry.
To be ready for Halloween. That's how long it usually takes. But that was also within the mentality of next week is not September, dummy.
2 weeks. Sorry.
But
you know what I mean.
I also have to redesign the decor.
Yeah, we do it
because we've never decorated here in Blinky Manor yet. So the other places we have figured out the decor, and even if we moved things around and changed it, it was essentially the same idea. This is a whole new setup, a different way. There's more space to set up too. So I got to figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's always like, well, come on, let's do it. I'll help you.
I'm gonna help you.
She doesn't help you. This is the same discussion we have every year.
I'm in charge of food and drinks.
This is what we discuss every year. She's in charge of food and drinks, but she's going to help me. And then nothing. And then I get other people like, well, we'll all come help. You know what they all do? They come over and eat the food, and they drink, and they dance. And then they leave me to do it all the work again. I'm the one that suffers in this party, not y'all.
You suffer so much.
I do. I suffer. Anyway, well, that's not even what this show's about.
I know, but I was thinking it's going to be a really nice setup for Halloween if we get there.
We do got to figure out now with this room, obviously, we got to figure out our Halloween setup for the show. So what we normally do, if you've never seen our show, first of all, shame on you. But we usually use some of the Halloween decor, and that's where we do the show. So we may not even do the show live from the studio. We may be doing it on a remote location somewhere else in the home.
We'll have to go out of this room.
Be the same thing when Rise of Skywalker comes out this year. We'll probably do the show live from the Star Wars office.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway, all right. So we got a Blu-ray we watched this week. We have a theatrical film we watched this week, and we have I watched a Hulu documentary. Is there something else? I watched a Netflix movie.
I feel like I watched something on the Netflix or something, and I can't remember what it was. So obviously, it was not.
So apparently, I watched everything, and she watched one thing.
Yeah.
No, she watched two things. All right. So which one do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the theatrical film that was number one this week?
We'll save that till later.
All right. Or do you want to talk about? Well, you can't talk about what you watched on Netflix or whatever because you don't remember what it is.
I don't know what it was.
So,
and it might have been last week, and I forgot.
So I can either talk about the animated film I watched. I can talk about.
Tell me about your animated film.
Okay.
I think that's going to resonate with people.
Yeah, you were talking and bored the crap out of me.
Wow, really?
Keep on
hating.
So originally I was going to save this for TV Tuesdays, which I'll probably still talk about on TV Tuesday. That's the movie I watched. But I'm so excited about it, and it is a film. I decided I should talk about it here as well. It's Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus, which Invader Zim was an animated series on Nickelodeon. I think it did 3 seasons. I was late to the party to that show when it first came on because I just wasn't watching a lot of Nickelodeon. I mean, outside of, SpongeBob with the kids and that kind of stuff. But I didn't know about the show at the time, and then I heard about it, and I was like, I don't care about it. But I had never seen any of it. It was just one I kind of discarded. What I didn't know was that the guy that created Invader Zim at the time, I think it's Johnathan, Johnen. How do you say that? Johnen.
I guess
Johnathan Vasquez. Anyway, I apologize. I'm a huge fan of his work, and I never have been able to say his name. But he also did the comic book series Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, which is my favorite comic series of all time. Anybody ever ask me what's your favorite comic? Johnny the Homicidal Maniac comes out. It was an independent book, so a lot of people don't know what it is. He also did Squee. He did a few other little things in relation to this. So once I found out he was connected, obviously I wanted to see the show. And then I became a fan of the show. I've got the DVDs of all of them. So anyway, it's been years since that show's been off the air.
Yeah, I was looking.
And they started a new comic book series. Boom Studios, I think it is. Or IDW. I think it's IDW, I think, put it out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. No, it's not. It's oh my God. I just went blank.
Come on, dude.
Ani
You're the
Press?
comic man.
Ani Press?
Ani Press.
Yeah, Ani Press. I'm mixed up with Rocco's Modern Life, which is the other one I'm a big fan of too. They both had Netflix specials. Ani Press has the series. It's on like in 30-something issues now. But when the first issue came out, it picked up explaining what had happened in the 10, 20 years or whatever since the show had gone off the air. And Dib, who was the kid that was obsessed with trying to convince everybody that Zim was an invader.
Right.
He was sitting in his room. He was all fat and gross and had been just sitting there monitoring him. It was disgusting. And so what's funny is the new movie, Invader Zim movie, tells that part of the story. It's the same thing almost, where Dib is now big and fat and gross and whatever else. So, but the new movie is awesome. One of the things that I always get concerned about when they do things like this, whether it's a live action show or an animated show. A lot of times the movies just feel like long episodes, and they don't feel like they stepped up their game. This one does. This one is epic. It still has everything you love from the old show, but you could watch this whether you'd seen the show or not.
Oh, okay, cool.
You could jump in, and it's not overly complicated. I mean, obviously you get more out of it if you've seen the show, if you're a fan.
Yeah. If
you've read the book, the comic series, it's even better because there's so many of those things that were in the comic on some level. It's a little bit different, but it's vibrant colors, the awesome character designs. All the original voice cast came back, to my knowledge. It's more crazy, zany stuff, complete with the floating moose and all kinds of stuff. So it's on Netflix now.
Okay.
Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus. Between Rocco being so great, Rocco's Modern Life, Static Cling, we talked about last week on TV Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
Because it was more of a TV special for Netflix. And Invader Zim's Enter the Florpus. I'm hoping that Netflix may pick these up to do new episodes or new specials for either one of them, because both of them are Nickelodeon shows making a comeback. So we'll see. I did a review for both of them that you can check out on our website at
HollywoodMatrimony.com, and I posted a link to the review for you in the chatty box.
And if you want, go follow Mr. Vasquez on his Twitter page. He posts some funny stuff. He posts a lot of self-deprecating stuff. Like, you don't want to watch this stupid show, or I'm finally screening. It was something, one of the funnies, and I don't remember the exact phrase, but it was like, we're finally screening Invader Zim for 3 people and a cat in a basement in South Hollywood, or something like that. Sadly, none of them survived, or I don't remember what it was, but it's that kind of stuff. And then he posted like crazy drawings leading up to the premiere. I think there's been a couple of posts that are probably, since it's debuted, there might have been some of the most normal posts I've ever seen him make, because he normally posts really crazy stuff. So anyway, Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus. It's on Netflix now, and you should check it out because it's awesome.
All right. Well, there you go.
So
next,
moving on. Do you want me to talk about my documentary, or you want to talk about our deep Blu-ray we watched together?
Let's talk about the Blu-ray.
All right.
I've been waiting to watch this one.
So this one, it's a little behind because they got it to me late after it was already debuted, and so there's not I don't have a review up for it yet because we just finished it last night, but it'll go up later today.
That's unacceptable.
It'll go up later tonight.
When I watch a movie right away, you're like, gotta write a review.
You watched the movie at a screening, and then a review is due.
I know.
This movie was sent to me. We just watched it last night.
It was really sweet too.
Anyway, it's this movie Poms. It's basically old ladies that are going to be cheerleaders. Am I wrong?
No, that is what it is.
It stars Diane Keaton, Jackie Weaver, Pam Grier, Celia Weston, and Rhea Perlman.
Is she still married to
Danny DeVito? No, they've been broke.
Oh, did they really?
They divorced years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where have I been?
In Cleveland, apparently.
What's with the shades? You'll find out.
Stick around and you'll know soon enough. We haven't. Thanks for bringing it up.
Are you going to do Tom Cruise and slide across the room?
I will, but nobody will see. You'll just hear smash and crash. And
you won't be in your white.
Well, I'm not wearing pants. I'm not wearing pants now, so why would it matter?
Hey.
Anyway, we're going to watch about Pams. The Pams. It's all about a movie about people named Pam.
We're going to talk about the movie
Poms. And according to the back, it says it's the perfect balance of heart and comedy.
Oh.
So, what did you think about this? Or why don't you tell everybody what the movie's about?
Okay, so the movie is about our main character. Her name is Martha, I believe. Played by Diane Keaton, who, by the way, we have been trying to figure out, why does Diane Keaton always want to wear these high collars?
I just think if she's aged, it's just something with her neck.
Yeah, because I looked at her really younger pictures when she first started out. She looked perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think maybe
maybe she doesn't like neck.
Yeah, maybe a vanity thing for herself that maybe she's self-conscious about.
But she also has kind of like a funky style anyway in her clothes.
Yeah. So who knows?
She's always been funky. Anyway,
I don't know if she had some kind of medical issue situation or something or what, but
maybe she has one of those things and she doesn't want to see.
You never know, but she pulls it off somehow. Anyway, go ahead.
So her character decides to just sell it all and go live in a retirement community. And it's funny because you're like, oh, what made you move here? She's like, I've come here to die. And, pretty much she just doesn't want to deal with anyone. She wants to kind of just be on her own. But one of the rules in the little retirement community is that she has an Adam's apple. One of the rules is that you have to join a club because they want you to be social. That, first of all, would annoy me. What if I didn't want to join a club?
That reminds me of somebody.
Who?
Saying you have to be social.
I know, right?
Don't get me started.
I don't have to be social. It's
not
hard.
talking about you, but in general.
Good. I try. Anyway, so she decides she's going to start a cheerleading club, and that's where the craziness
because she was a
ensues.
cheerleader when she was younger.
She was a cheerleader. And
there's some foreshadowing earlier in the movie where she finds her old cheerleading uniform.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you just get some crazy people joining in this group of cheerleaders.
Well, so. it's got that stereotypical, like, in, what is it? Like Bring It On and stuff when they're doing the audition and all the crazy people are coming out. Is Bring It On the one that does it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, so, each of the ladies come and they're all dealing with their own issues, and then we're dealing with, I think, the topics of like bullying and age discrimination and trying to feel part of a group.
These are all things I deal with every day.
Is it? So, I mean, it is a heartfelt movie, like the box says.
It is, and it's got a message.
It's got a message.
You're never too old to do anything.
And that I think as you get older, you need to stay active. That
is true. And that's why I teach seniors.
Yes, they're the best.
In case you don't know, I teach senior fitness classes.
And senior taekwondo.
So I kind of balance out the fact that I teach so many people how to kill other people in taekwondo and Muay Thai by teaching seniors fitness and some of the seniors how to fight.
Maybe so. Anyways, you should check out the movie. It's cute. I mean, it's not going to be a life-altering or anything, but...
No, it was one of those, it was kind of predictable, but in a way that these seniors are so entertaining in some of their things that it has enough heart in it. You're entertained by them enough that it's a fun little movie. It's basically Bring It On with old people, because it's got the same thing where, they're
like
dealing
Mean Girls.
The Mean Girls thing. They're dealing with things, dealing with other people. And this time, though, instead of they're not really fighting against other cheerleaders, although there's that element. They're really fighting with the people that run the community. And I'll tell you what, the best part of the whole movie to me is the police officer and...
Oh, my gosh.
Was it Martha or Rose, or what was her name?
Rose.
Is it Rose?
I think so. Let's go find out. Oh, Rose is the deputy. So funny.
She comes at one point, she's like, Chief, we got a one whatever, and he jumps up, a rape? And she reflects and looks, she goes, no, a noise disturbance. He goes, well, that's a such and such number. And she goes, that's what I said.
Oh, my gosh. It's so funny. Yeah, I like her. She's a cute little lady. Anyways, it's a good movie. Check it out. If you like Diane Keaton, you'll like it.
It's available now on Blu-ray and DVD. It's called Poms. It's a fun little heartwarming movie. You can watch it with your mom.
There you go.
Or your dad, or even your grandmammy.
Aw.
Your meemaw and your peepaw.
I don't have a meemaw or a grandmammy.
Well, I do. But
why are you trying to bring her
I have a grandma, but she wouldn't watch this with me.
She might like it.
She wouldn't watch nothing. She watches football. I think she watches baseball.
Well, baseball's boring.
Murder, She Wrote.
I like Murder, She Wrote.
I think she used to watch Wheel of Fortune.
I do like Wheel of Fortune.
And I think that's it. Outside of maybe the news or something.
Did she never watch series TV?
I don't know.
None of your families ever watch series TV, have they?
Not on a regular, like they do, but not like I have to be home to watch this show.
You know what show my mom really got into? This is the most random information.
You told me. What was that?
Let's see if you remember.
So weird.
Yes. Let me just tell you.
Wasn't it like a cop show or something?
Mm-hmm. You want me to give you a clue?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember what.
The Closer.
The Closer. That's what.
Isn't that Kevin Bacon's wife?
Yes, Kira Sedgwick.
That's what she got into, was The Closer. And then my dad did like series TV, but this was back in the day. He'd watch Equalizer and what's the guy with the trench coat?
That was Equalizer.
No, the guy, the funny cop guy, the detective.
Talking about Columbo?
Columbo. He loved Columbo. Random information.
My dad was always big on westerns, but he would watch stuff like MASH and Hill Street Blues.
Did y'all watch Smokey Gun?
It's called Gunsmoke.
We watched Smokey Gun.
And no, but my grandmother did.
And The Big Valley.
She did.
This is my grandma. We watched Smokey Gun.
Well,
Big Valley,
my dad watched every western there was.
Paladin.
He would be cycling through the TV, and if a western showed up, he would stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, "What is this? I don't know." And he would just. But here's the thing: and he would just watch it from the middle of the movie and go, and never have an interest to go back and find that movie.
Wow.
Like that's to me. I'm like, if I start watching movies, like, man, this is really good. I want to see the whole movie, and then I might stop watching it and go find it. Right?
Yeah.
He just starts watching wherever he's at and keep watching it. He does it all the time. He'll change the channel. He'll just put it on a channel and just starts watching whatever's on.
What was the lady's name in Big Valley?
The blonde lady?
The mom.
The white-haired lady?
Yeah.
Mrs.
Barkley.
I don't remember.
It's the Barkleys. Yeah. Because that's what Grandma would call it. Barbara Stanwyck.
That's not her.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Was it not?
No. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
moving on. Poms is available. Watch it with your granny.
Yeah, it was.
You don't know
That's
nothing.
the mom.
Be quiet.
Mrs. Barkley.
Stop yelling.
Because this is the thing. Like, Grandma, obviously, it was Gunsmoke, but she called it Smoky Gun.
That's because your grandma couldn't speak English.
Big Belly was called Mrs. Barkley. And then we'd watch, whatever else. My mom liked Paladin, which I ended up really liking.
I used to watch, like, when I was a kid, I'd watch The Lone Ranger and The Rifleman.
Lone Ranger.
I hated Gunsmoke and Bonanza and Big Valley.
We watched Bonanza, too, with Sheriff What's-His-Name. Oh, Lord.
I loved good old Chuck Connors. Sheriff Matt Dillon.
Was the other one.
That's Gunsmoke, Sheriff Matt Dillon.
Loved all of them. Anyways, moving on. Don't forget the Fall Guy.
Which I
like Fall Guy, too.
Fall Guy was awesome. I watched Fall Guy and Matlock all the time.
And then by that point, I think we switched and we watched Kit.
Do you know the name of any TV
Knight
show?
Rider, but we call the show Kit.
That's not the name of the show.
He was the most important character.
No.
Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Without Michael Knight, Kit was nothing.
Whatever.
Kit could be driving around, but as soon as he needed an oil change, he needs somebody else.
Be like, Michael, please pull over for
I need
an oil change.
I'd be like, nope. He'd run out of gas.
Okay,
like,
next
Michael,
movie.
please stop at the Quick Trip and fill me up. I don't think I will there, Kit. You're a dick.
Go to your next movie.
I don't know what I was talking about.
You watch something on Netflix.
On Hulu.
On Hulu.
Was it Amazon?
I don't know.
I watched this movie called a documentary. It was actually really interesting. I wasn't looking for it. I just kind of came across it. It was one of those that I had turned the TV on and was going through to watch something else, and I saw it pop up, and I'm like, what? And it was this documentary called The Amazing Johnathan Documentary, right?
Yes,
Amazing Johnathan was a comedian, or is a comedian, who did a lot of like magic / prop comedy. But he was always edgy. I remember as a kid watching him and losing my mind because I'm like, this dude's a maniac. Because he would do stuff like he would be talking, have a bottle of Windex, he'd drink it. He'd do the old school thing where he would take the straw and shove it up his nose and then pull it out his ear.
That's gross.
Which we all know how that's done with the thing. But he would like stick a nail through his tongue, and he would do all these crazy stunts, and he'd call people up from the audience and he'd do crap to them, and he'd set stuff on fire or he'd spray people with something. It was just insane, right? Mm-hmm. By the time he finished the show, the entire stage was just destroyed, right? But he was kind of like I don't know if he was before Penn and Teller, but they talk about him in the documentary, or Penn does. Because Teller doesn't talk, except for on that TV show.
Which is weird.
Which was it? Barely. What was it, Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang. He only said like 2 lines.
But he did the thing, like that thing too, where he would do something and get everybody all gross out and then show you the trick. Cool. On purpose.
I like that.
He'd be like shoving the thing through his tongue and everybody's like screaming. He's like, and then he'd pull it away and have like a rubber tongue on the end of the thing. And so it was really funny. So I was like, I haven't heard about that guy in decades, and I didn't know if he was, like a lot of those guys end up doing like Vegas acts and stuff, and they don't necessarily do specials anymore. And I haven't been to Vegas since we got married like 13 years ago.
We need to go to Vegas.
No, I take that back. I've been to Vegas because I went with G-Force.
Yeah, I went on.
But I didn't get to do anything. Yeah. I was working. I'd been a couple times.
Too.
I went to Vegas like 3 times because then I also did
conferences.
I also had to do martial arts choreography for Carnival Cruise Line. That's right. I did that for one of their biggest shows. Anyway, so I started watching the documentary, and it was just kind of a stereotypical documentary. It starts off, he's talking. Well, they come to find out, it says in such and such time, he was diagnosed with some kind of a brain disease. I don't remember the name of it. I think it was brain. It might have been heart. I could be wrong. The reason I don't remember is because it goes so off the rails. I totally forgot about his disease itself. And he said he was given 1 year to live. And then it says 4 years later.
Oh, wow. And
he's still alive. So now we're just following him. It's really weird. He's just like falling in his pool. He's walking around moping around depressed and talking about how that he smokes meth and like, what the heck is happening? He seems kind of out of it. Well, what is happening, he's going to start doing another tour. He's bored. He wants to do something. But he clearly has a ton of money. He lives in this mansion, so he clearly has a lot of money, or at least had enough money to buy all of it and pay it off.
And buy meth, which I think is expensive, right?
Right. And so they're shooting this documentary about him.
These people.
And trust me, I can tell you this entire movie, and you still have to see it, because I'm going to tell you some of it. So spoiler, kind of. In the middle of the documentary, suddenly...
Let's throw on the screen. Spoiler.
Suddenly another film crew show up, and now they're doing a documentary. So he's like, there's two? And he goes, yeah, they're Academy Award-winning ones, and I'm going to let them do it because they get more recognition. And then the guys that's been doing the one is kind of bummed out. And then for a little while later on, all of a sudden the third crew shows up. And now there's 3 documentaries happening.
What are they documenting?
They're all documenting the same guy. The same guy.
Yeah, what are they documenting?
They're all doing the same guy.
Like his life story now?
And he's
going back on tour?
They're all at the same place, but the other ones are not letting the other ones film each other. So like the one guy's like, I don't want you filming me on the camera. So like his face is blurred out, and it's really weird. And then the guy starts getting kind of pissy, obviously, and he starts questioning and asking what's going on. And the other guy's like, well, don't worry about it. And, then people are talking about, well, if you're dying, don't you think there might be something to it? Like he wants as much stuff for his legacy as possible. So then you think, okay. But anyway, it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. And then all of a sudden a 4th crew shows up. Now there's 4 documentaries filming. But on
the same guy.
On the same guy.
But they're not all allowed to follow the same guy.
They're not working. They're all following the same person.
But not at the same time?
No, a lot of the shows and all this, they're all there.
Oh, okay. So
different
there's 4
places.
sets of camera people?
Yeah. And then there's interviews being done.
That don't make no dang sense.
Well, then the one guy we're actually following his movie.
Oh, Lord.
There's then interviews done that he didn't know they were doing. And when he asked, why wasn't I told you we're doing this? He goes, well, you should be keeping up. He goes, you got to tell me you're doing something. But then you find out some shady business that some of these people lied about who they were. And
are they even for real documentary people?
Well, they were. Well, they were, but yeah, it gets really crazy. It reminded me of that Catfish documentary before it became Catfish the TV series. Yeah, Neve. Where if you haven't seen the Catfish, if you've seen the Catfish the TV series, it's based off a Catfish movie, which he was catfished in the movie, but it started off as he was trying to date somebody and then found out it wasn't the real person. I mean, wasn't who she said she was and whatever. It's way more interesting. It turned into a different documentary. It's the same thing about, remember we watched that Scientology documentary? Yeah. It's the same thing where they started doing a film about him.
Yeah.
So this one's another one of those like that where not only is it turns into not just following this guy's career, but because this guy's trying to figure out how to make his movie stand out. So it even goes to the point where they go to the premiere of one of the other documentaries that comes out first and question them, or he has somebody question them at the documentary about some stuff he hears. So you find out that some of the bullshit that they talked.
Oh my gosh.
And it gets crazy, and then they have a falling out. It's very, very interesting. Even if you don't know who Amazing Johnathan is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. But
and they show a lot of his old footage on the shows and a lot of shows. And it's kind of sad watching him do some of his reunion show because some of it he messes up and because the shows are still good, apparently still doing good, but like he does one of those things, the old rock and roll thing where you throw the mic stand, and it flings, you kick it and it comes back. It comes back. So he would do that at the audience, just freak out the front row person. Like the first time he does, the microphone falls off and they have to hand it back to him, and it's not part of the joke, and you can tell it's kind of bummed out. And anyway, but it's on Hulu now. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a Hulu exclusive. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been up. I just came across it. But whether you like him or not, if you like just a good documentary, it's the Amazing Johnathan documentary on Hulu. Go check it out.
Okay, there you go.
Shout out to the Amazing Johnathan. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, and he's not going to see this.
All right, next.
Anyway, so I guess the next is we should discuss the sunglasses.
Do you have anything else that you watched?
No.
Okay. Hi. Why are you wearing sunglasses inside the house?
Well, as I said at the beginning of the show, I have glaucoma.
Do you?
And this is going to be our final show. No. It's because this nice young lady is wearing this t-shirt here. Hold on, stop. I'm showing this shirt. This shirt. You're being inappropriate.
You're being inappropriate.
Shirt right here. Be professional. Yeah. She's not very professional. Let's try this again. Take 14. All right, sit up straight. Act professional. This shirt right here. features the title of the next film we're going to talk about, which is
Good Boys,
starring
these cute little boys.
And my sunglasses
Oh, hey.
are Good Boys sunglasses. Oh, they've been on this. So I showed this on. There's nothing on this side. It's on the other side. It says Good Boys, and we got these lovely little trinkets from one of our contributors.
Yes, thank you,
Miss Wendy, who is also one of the owners of Urban Legends comics that we also love.
You should go check them out.
She got to go to a screening of the film, and she took another one of our friends, which is, we'll talk about that part too, because that was funny, the stories they told us. I didn't give permission to tell the stories. I'm going to tell them anyway, though.
Oh, no, that's embarrassing.
I don't care.
Okay.
But she brought this stuff because she's like, what am I going to do with it? So the lovely Miss is here. She's sporting the shirt.
I love T-shirts.
She's sporting the T-shirt, and I'm wearing the glasses because there wasn't a shirt that would fit me. So we're going to be talking about Good Boys from executive producers Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
Nice.
And it stars Jacob Tremblay, who you might know from The Room, and he was a kid. What was that movie that we liked with the kid that had the messed up face?
The one with Julia Roberts?
Yes. I don't remember. It's a great movie, though.
Was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's also in, I don't know.
That would have been Wonder.
Yes, Wonder. He was Predators when it came out recently. So anyway, he's got a good little resume.
You go, little boy.
He was I think he was nominated for an Oscar, wasn't he?
Yes.
Or did he just get to go to the Oscars?
I don't know, but he
I don't
was
remember
there.
for Room. But also, what is that? Keith L. Williams, I believe, is the little boy's name. Who's my favorite one from the movie?
I love him. He is like Mini-Me.
He's from the TV show Last Man on Earth, which is the one about when they end up not being last. He's funny on the show too because he doesn't speak. He just shows up and then he's just weird.
Well, he looks like Mini-Me. If they were going to do a movie with
Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson.
And then Brady Noon, who's the other kid.
He's cute.
He plays Thor.
Now is that going to be like a cool name? People are naming their kid Thor because that is kind of cool.
I guess so.
Hey Thor, come here.
But it's about these three little boys. They're like 12-year-olds who are trying to get to go to a kissing party. And but they don't know how to kiss, so hijinks ensues as they try to figure out how to learn it. And the whole movie reminded me very much of like an 80s comedy.
Yeah,
where the kind of the dirty, sexy stuff and zany adventures, and one thing leads into something else over the top and kind of unbelievable kind of silliness. But what did you think of the film?
Why?
Because this is a very rated R movie, despite being involving kids. And before you talk about it, I'm sorry, I want to applaud the initial Red Ben trailers that they put out that had Seth Rogen talking to little kids, telling them, "We're going to do the trailer, but you can't watch the trailer to the own movie you're in." And even the poster shows them like this on this line, and they're underneath it. It says, "Must be this tall to watch this film."
Yeah,
and it shows that they're not even tall enough to see it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they do with the premiere. If they weren't allowed to watch it at the premiere.
I don't know. Yeah, because they're not.
I mean, I guess you can. You can as long as you have a parent or guardian with you.
That's true. Then they probably did go see it.
So, and I know people are already having backlashes about allowing these kids to do this kind of movie. But
here's the thing.
I have a comment on that. But what did you think about the movie?
That's my comment. I'm probably gonna have the same one. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was funny. It's not as funny as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like completely outrageous, over the top. And it's not, but it is.
It's hilarious. It is one of the funniest comedies I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent funny.
Yes.
I've seen some other stuff that were funnier, but this one is kind of nonstop laughs. Whether it's subtle or a big laugh, it wasn't as nasty as I thought from the way they were promoting it. Now, and when I say nasty, I'm talking about the sex stuff in it. There is tons of F-bombs in it.
Yeah.
So when you go from language, and yes, they fully took on that rated R level for the language alone. But I'm with you. I love the movie. It might end up being on my favorite list just because it was that funny and it's got a little bit of heart, and the kids were just genius together.
They were. But
it wasn't as over the top funny as I thought it was going to be.
I agree. And it wasn't as shocking or whatever as people are like, oh, these little boys are saying that. Because if you are around any children at all, this is how they act.
I hate to inform.
You can tell us about your summer at the rec center.
Yeah, I hate to inform everybody, but I teach some of my Taekwondo classes at a rec center. Before my rec center for my classes, there's people playing basketball in the gym, and they all range between probably 8-year-olds all the way up to 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And 90% of those kids in there are screaming, dropping F-bombs, talking about sex, doing weird stuff. I'm not saying that's every kid. That's obviously just them. But I remember being a kid and at this age, and I don't remember specifically if I was this nasty, but I can guarantee by 14 or 15 I probably was, and might have been saying stuff or cussing. Now, maybe did I know about sex or doing that stuff? Not necessarily, but I know a lot of people that did, and I know a lot of people that talk about being sexually active at 9 or whatever the case is, which, ooh, but this is sad, not sadly to me, but this is probably one of the more realistic portrayal of children.
That's what I was going to say. This, unfortunately, is the reality now.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I condone it. Yeah.
I mean, one of the things you see in the commercial is like they just type in the word porn. I mean, that is how easy it is. You give them that telephone, they have access to anything. And
I think on most computers, people may not even realize this. Like if I turn the safe search on my computer, say on Yahoo, it says safe search is on. Mm-hmm. If I say off, it's off again.
Yep.
It doesn't require a password. Now, obviously, you can set that up, but it's not.
It's not
overly hard to find it. When I was a kid,
it was hard.
It was harder. It was, but it wasn't. It was you found adult material in different ways. We used, catalogs where you're selling women's undergarments, unmentionables, and like Victoria's Secret catalog was a sexy thing. Or you got Playboy magazine, like your friend's dad or buddy or whatever. I had tons of friends. My dad never had a lot of that stuff that I was aware of, but that doesn't mean I didn't catch my dad leaving a porn film on the TV thing one time. But it's we used to have to find the bad channels on the TV. And they were fuzzy.
Yeah.
So you had to wait for it to kind of clear up a little bit. And then you see it like a half a boob. And you're like, oh, yeah, this is it. You're like, getting all ready like this. So.
I don't even know what you're saying. Because this was not my reality at all.
No, and I know that's not everybody's reality. But it's more often than not the language issue of people cussing or kids, or if they're not cussing, they're around somebody that is.
Oh yeah.
And I don't care if you can say, oh, my church son and this and this. The church kids were the worst. Not all of them, but there was two different kinds of church kids. There were the buttoned up, all in, followed by the rules church kids, and there were the other ones. And the other ones still went to church. They believed in Jesus and God and did the Sunday schools and all that stuff. But they were also doing a lot of other things. Hell, my first kiss was at church.
For shame. Was
it really, though?
I guess. Anyways.
Wow. Anyway.
The movie's fun. It is funny.
It's funny. It's very, very funny.
Issues. I mean, we're dealing with bullying and trying to be part of a group. And
it was. It very much reminded me. It was pretty much super bad with a younger group. But instead of trying to get alcohol, they were trying to figure out how to kiss.
Yeah.
And then of course there is an element of them trying to get drugs for a specific reason, not for them. So they're not showing kids having sex. They're not showing kids doing drugs.
No.
They're not, the kids really aren't doing anything wrong.
No.
Outside of morals, like language and stuff. It's the people around them are really doing stuff and they're kind of sucked in the middle of it, but they have foul mouths but it is what it is. It's a hilarious movie.
I thought it was fun. So.
Yeah, I saw somebody post a review. They were talking about there wasn't a single laugh in this movie. And I'm like, I don't know what movie you watched. I was rolling my ass off laughing. And it is a little uncomfortable depending on your mindset. Because I know there's some people that think, oh my God, all kids are super innocent. They live in this box of,
Nope.
How dare you make a kid that's under 14 say the word shit. I hate to tell you.
They do anyway.
Most of them do anyway. And while I still correct my adult children, don't cuss in front of me. Like I don't cuss in front of my parents, or I try not to. I'm 45 years old. That's a respect thing. I'm aware of that. But that's a respect thing. I don't cuss in my Taekwondo classes I teach. I yell at, we have a teenager. One of my black belts is a teenager. She's probably fixing to be, 17, 18? And she says something like hell, and I jump on her. Like, no. She goes, that's not a cuss word. I'm like, it's disrespectful. You say whatever you want when you're not around us, but just be respectful. And that's not her saying it to class. It's just in a group of us talking because I feel uncomfortable with a kid saying it to me, right? And I look at this as a movie. I didn't get uncomfortable watching these kids say that. If anything, I'm flashing back to my own childhood and laughing about all the wacky, zaniest things that went through. Mm-hmm. So
it's a good movie. Check it out. It is in theaters now, and it was number 1, I believe.
It was the number 1 movie. I believe they said it was like the highest grossing original comedy of the year so far. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was.
Yep.
It basically, I believe it made its budget back already.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty good.
But it is very funny, and all the kids are great in it. Like I said, Keith L. Williams?
Mm-hmm.
He's just so funny because he's the innocent kid in the group.
Yeah.
And he's just so funny with his delivery, and he's the moral compass of the group.
Totally.
And like, hey, we shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that, and it's just so funny watching him and listen to the stuff he says, and especially there's one in the trailers when it's talking about trying to kiss the CPR doll.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't do that. You got to ask permission.
Mm-hmm.
But then instead of him just saying, okay, can I kiss you? Yeah, he's like, what do you like about me? It becomes a whole conversation, and them talking about, we got to go to the kissing party. You know what that means? He goes, drama. So it's like, he's not seeing, he's the innocent kid that you want all kids to be.
Yeah.
He's that good kid. So he goes there's even a sequence where they're all lying to their parents and he's at home just spilling everything.
Yes.
Because he's stressed about lying. You have the other kid who's kind of living a lie of who he is or what he loves. You have the other kid that's just focused on this. And I like that they had a balance with each kid's personality instead of all of them being, yeah, let's kiss.
Yeah.
Because that's not how kids are.
Mm-mm.
It's like my best friend, he was all about band. And I'm like, band's stupid. I'm doing karate over here. But that's his thing. He's now a high school history teacher. I teach karate. How's band working out for you? Anyway, he doesn't watch this show. He doesn't even get on the internet.
He doesn't have the internet.
He doesn't have the internet. His husband does.
That's funny.
Anyway, yeah, Good Boys in theaters now.
Go check it out.
It's a fun movie. It is not for kids.
Eat some popcorn. Have a laugh. Calm down.
It's not for kids. So if you think you're easily offended if you're offended by the trailer, do not go watch.
Yeah, don't go.
The thing that I was going to tell you I thought was funny is Miss Wendy that went to the screening. She took another friend that we all know, who's probably one of the more innocent people
of the entire planet.
Of the planet. She's from another country, so. She's a little enclosed in her box, and we've kind of broken her over the years. We've talked about
chipping away at that box.
Sorry, we've talked about her on the show before, but we won't say her name this time. But there's some things in the movie that she didn't know what they were, so she was having to ask, "What is that?" And then when she tells her, she's like, I don't want to tell you what it is because it's just funny, but that was the one thing when I found out she was going. I told Wendy, I was like, we all need to be at this screening, but I need to report. After you see this movie with her, I want to know how she reacted and responded because she's also a teacher for special needs kids. So she is one of those people that, kids shouldn't talk like that and this and that, and you shouldn't watch this. Because we had a movie night one time and we were watching a rated R movie of some sort with a bunch of people, and one of them brought their teenage kid who was like 16, 17, but she felt uncomfortable because there was sex in the movie. And she was just like...
They know what sex is.
I know, but she was like, this is inappropriate for them to watch. So she's that kind of person, so it's just funny.
Kids know what sex is. Let me just break it to you.
But...
They know.
But... Do they know what love is?
They probably don't. Anyways.
I want you to show me.
Okay. I love you.
Anyway,
next.
Good Boys is in theaters now.
Okay. Next.
That's it.
All right.
So, do we have any... We skipped it last week, and I told it on my What's on My Desk show. I may tell it again, but do we have any theater experiences? Did we figure anything out?
We forgot to do this last week, and we had a really nice one at the Dora movie. Yes, we watched Dora. Deal with it.
What was the nice one? What was the nice one?
At the very end of the movie,
the little girl?
There was a little girl in our theater, and she was singing and dancing with the Dora song, and that made me so happy.
Oh, she was going down. And let me tell you this. Somebody else wrote a review for this. Somebody we know, and I'll tell you after the show because I'm not going to call her out. They're not a reviewer, but they think they are because they're one of those that write blogs to tell everybody. But they're also one of those people that are I think they classify themselves as like a super parent kind. So they wrote a review. Okay. So if they see this, they'll probably know what I'm talking about.
That's fine.
But they wrote that it was a fun movie or whatever. But they said if it's anybody under 9 years old, they'll probably be bored to death.
I was not bored. I enjoyed it.
They said under 9 would be bored. And I'm like, the girl in front of us couldn't have been more than 4.
No, the little girl was into it. She was singing.
She was having a blast with the whole movie.
Asking. She was all like, no swipe, swiper, no swipe. And
we heard other kids laughing through the whole screening, so I think...
They were engaged. There you go.
Anyway, so that same family, though, left an insane mess, too. Like, I don't know.
I don't understand that. That's my pet peeve at the theater.
Look, I don't like leaving messes at restaurants. Like, it really bothers me. Even when I know there's somebody there to clean it up, I'm not a pig. So, I mean, I may be a pig in other ways, but not when it comes to cleanliness of restaurants, because somebody else has got to clean this up. And I also understand there's a time frame between cleaning the table and getting the other person sitting down. And one of the things that annoys me the most is when I have to wait to sit at a table because this person's having to do an entire remodel of the table because of the people that ate there were like monsters. Mm-hmm. So like I'll even stack plates and have it organized. So all they got to do is pick it up, wipe, and they're finished. We walk past this one and it's like their drinks, they're half-eaten popcorn's everywhere. There's a box full of food. They didn't even make an effort to carry it out. You walk past the trash can when you leave. Every theater, everywhere, you walk past the trash can. You don't even have to make an effort to go somewhere. It's on you. It's even high enough that you can just do this and keep walking. There's no reason for people not to pick up after themselves. And I did turn my show I do randomly on Thursday or Fridays called What's on My Desk. It's now a rant show too. And I talked about this on there, and I'm like, after sitting and thinking about it, we used to always talk about how dirty theaters were sometimes, and man, these people aren't even cleaning. But now that I think about it, if these people weren't making such big-ass messes, these people would have time to clean it way better.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that there's not lazy people working on it, because there are sometimes.
Yeah, that too.
But they can't spot clean the entire theater in the time a movie lets out and the next movie starts. So if you don't want to sit in a dirty theater, don't be a pig.
Yeah.
Clean up after yourself.
And ban flashlights in the movie theater.
Oh, my God.
I'm not over it. Banning flashlights.
Now, the one I didn't get to tell here, but I told on the other show, but just people that don't watch that here, is when I went and saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I believe it was. Or was it The Kitchen? I don't remember. It had to be The Kitchen. I don't think this guy would have saw that other movie. There was this nice black gentleman. I say he's nice. I didn't talk to him. He had his button-up shirt, his khaki shorts on. He had his dress shoes on, right, with his shorts.
Nice.
It was clearly like his pimp mentality. It was all like, he come walking in, he sat down, and then he's got his phone. Then before the movie starts, he's on his phone, he's texting, he's swiping, and then I started seeing, now I'm enthralled in him because he's right here in front of me, right? And I'm trying to pay attention to what's on the screen because it's showing whatever random stuff. And then the trailer starts and he's still swiping. So now I'm doing this thing, right? And now I'm just seeing tons of pictures of ladies. So I think he was on there.
Dating app.
Yeah, I don't know that for a fact, but I think it was because then he would stop periodically to send a message. So anyway, he didn't do it the whole movie. He put it away, periodically do it. But the funny part of it is after the movie is I leave, I'm in my car, I'm driving out of the parking lot, I'm coming down the aisle, and I stop, and there's this beautiful young lady walking by. And I don't think she was younger, any older than somewhere between 18 and 21, right? She might have been older, but she had like jeans and a tight shirt on, and she had a nice body. She's a very beautiful young black woman. She was minding her business. And here this guy comes, right? And he's walking by her. He's got to be 50, 60 years old, right? He's not big and gross and greasy, but he's an older man, right? He's bald with his silver goatee. He's an African-American gentleman as well. And he walks by her and he says something. I was in my car, so I didn't hear what he said. She never even looked. She just kept walking. But as he gets past her, she keeps on. He doesn't follow her, but he's watching. He's like looking around. He's like, like he had that vibe of like, I still got it.
Oh,
like he clearly was hitting on her. And she wasn't having anything to do with him. And I was rolling in my car. I'm like, this player is trying to pick up that girl in this parking lot. And he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and his khaki shorts with his dress shoes and no socks. And he's like 800 years old, Anyway, I just laughed. I thought it was funny. But it was also the thing that is the exact reason why a lot of women have problems with people saying hi to them. Because people like that although he didn't do anything bad, it's just people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh,
well.
His toxic masculinity Anyway, you like that?
Oh Lord!
You got anything else?
Yeah, you got to tell me what movies are coming out.
No, I mean, do you have any other story? Or is that it? All right, nice talking to you.
That was it. I didn't have.
So we have things. We got a couple of contests going on.
What's going on? The contests.
The Avengers Endgame contest officially has ended, so it'll drop off there tonight.
Okay.
We are giving away still a copy of The Hustle, starring Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. We're also giving away. This is ending this week.
Wow.
We're doing a contest.
This thing is huge.
It's for the SpongeBob Square Pantalones. It's the Spanish edition. Nice. Is the best 200 episodes ever. This big box set. Essentially, what it is they released 2 different DVD sets as the best 100 episodes ever, and the next 100 best episodes, and they basically put them in one box set. But what's cool about this too is outside. It comes with this awesome poster, right? In this poster, I believe it's like 720 characters. It includes every character that's ever appeared on SpongeBob.
Oh my gosh.
In one poster. And look, our shirt says Star Wars Good Boys. That's all you can see on the thing. Anyway, so it comes
insane.
It comes with this cool little poster as well as 200 episodes of SpongeBob. Cool.
That is a lot of SpongeBob.
Which I believe is like I think it's season 8 to 9 or something like that, I believe.
We can't even see what you're doing because of your sunglasses.
I'm doing that. So we're giving away that.
You're so weird.
The other contest is going to be going up. We're going to be giving away a copy of this. What is this? The Sun is also a Star.
Go check out my review for it.
The review went up again today. We talked about it on this show back when she saw it in the theater, but we're going to have a DVD to give away if you'd like a copy of this nonsense. That's all the contest right now, although there may be a couple of others. I'm working on hopefully having a contest to give away a couple of other things that I'll know sooner or later. But also this week, The Walking Dead, the complete 9th season.
Wow, I am behind like 2 whole seasons. I don't even know what's going on.
Arrow, the complete 7th season.
I'm behind on that too.
Which is next season. Season 8 is its final season. The Hustle will be hitting this week.
The Hustle. Okay, thanks, man.
A Dog's Journey, the sequel to A Dog's Purpose.
Bailey, Bailey, Bailey.
Is that The Dog's Purpose?
Yes. Bailey, Bailey, Bailey.
There's not a single dolphin in that movie.
What are you talking
about?
A
Dog's Purpose.
Not a porpoise. Their purpose.
Oh, that movie makes so much more sense now.
Yes, you get it now?
Before, I was like, this movie doesn't make any sense.
That don't make no dang sense.
We'll talk about that on this show one of these days.
We will.
We'll bring it back up. And also a movie that a bunch of people I know saw it and I had mixed reviews and we didn't get to watch it yet. Brightburn is coming out, which I really want to see.
Very curious.
So I'm keeping my eyes open.
Can you? Because your little eyes are so small.
I can't hear you. I'm blind.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so that's the big stuff coming out. So what's coming out in theaters this week,
So coming out at the theater this week, we have this little movie. Well, actually, we have a Wednesday release, which I don't know why these happen sometimes, but
I didn't realize that. That means I can see it Wednesday morning. That's even better.
So the movie Ready or Not,
starring
the lady.
Here I come, gonna find you.
The lady that looks like but is not. What's her name?
Margot
Robbie. She's another Australian named Samara Weaving.
Yes.
Anyways, it's the one where the lady marries into the board game family, and then they play a game of hide and seek, and people are like...
It becomes like a hunt and kill movie.
Yes. Then another little movie you may have heard of.
I'm excited for.
Angel Has Fallen. And Gerard
It's all
Butler's
about
back.
Jesus. Oh.
No, Gerard Butler's back. This is the 3rd installment in the series.
In the Fallen series.
In the Fallen. Everybody's fallen.
In the Has Fallen series.
Basically, what this is telling me is don't have Gerard Butler be around you because something bad is going to happen.
But at the same time, if you have Gerard Butler around you, he kills everyone.
This is true.
That's a conundrum.
So we're currently watching the first 2 movies to get ready for this.
Which, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen.
And now
Angel has fallen. And basically what has happened is Olympus fallen, White House falls. And London has fallen. They take out the Prime Minister, I think it is.
Yes.
And then Angel has fallen he's being framed. So he's essentially Angel because he's like been the protecting angel to everybody.
Right.
It's very clever.
There's a couple other things coming out. Something called Overcomer.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I can't see it with these glasses.
Burn.
Brittany runs a marathon. I'm getting a lot of publicity about.
Brittany runs a marathon. And that's kind of it.
Well, we'll probably get caught up. We'll probably try to see 47 meters down on Cage, which we had to miss this week, and maybe a few others. So
yeah, I was checking the day. Yeah, there's a lot of things that came out last week, and then we didn't get to it, but we're gonna try. So, can you see?
Let there be light, and there was.
Yeah, blinded by the light. Awake, because I need to see Johnathan Rhys Meyers. Where did Bernadette go? And 47 meters down. So there's a lot to see still. I think most people went to go see Good Boys, judging by the numbers. But go check out all the other movies that are out there.
Yeah, Blinded by the Light yesterday. Where Do You Go, Bernadette? What is the other one? There's another one similar. But those are all movies that are like more independent, smaller films.
Go please watch
those are the ones that need more support. I'm not saying don't watch Good Boys or Avengers or things like that, but everybody complains all the time. We talk about it here all the time.
There's not enough original movies.
More sequels and remakes, but then when something comes out, nobody supports it. And then complains about it. And it's funny because I have conversations with people about it, and they're like, well, I saw it. I'm like, well, everybody says they saw it, yet nobody sees it.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so.
I don't know how that works, but it does.
But anyway.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching our show. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about before
no.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Check out the contest page, and then check out, because this poor man works tirelessly and is posting things every single day. Thank you for watching us on YouTube at Hollywood Matrimony. We're on Facebook at Hollywood Matrimony. We're also on the Twitter at Hollywood Matter and on Instagram at Hollywood Matrimony.
And don't forget, here exclusively on our YouTube channel, we have multiple programs. Not only do we have this show that simulcasts with our Facebook Live show, we also be right back here, or I'll be back here on Monday for Martial Arts Movie Monday, which this week we're going to talk about 2 movies at the same time.
What?
Yes. And both of them are new features. So that's why we're talking about. One of them came out last week. One of them came out a few weeks ago, but they both star the same person. So we're going to talk about that, or I'm going to talk about that. She won't be here.
I won't be here.
And then circle back again.
I will be on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, right here on this channel once again for TV Tuesdays, where we talk about all things television that we want to talk about.
Finally getting caught up on old shows, and I'm starting a new series just for you guys this week.
I've got a brand new series that I started as well, and I've got 2 shows that I finished up for the seasons.
Oh, good.
I've got sad news on some of them. And when we do our show, we talk about new stuff, old stuff, and whatever in the between. Then on Thursdays, I do the weekly update, talking about all the news, trailers, all kinds of things. One of the things I'll tell you now that is supposedly be a brand new Rambo Last Blood trailer this week. So I'm very excited for that. And then sometime during the week, I do my little mini show, What's on My Desk, which is quite literally about.
And also his rant show.
It's basically the same show. I tell you, go about random nonsense on my desk because there's always something weird on my desk, and it's stupid. It's nothing that you're gonna be like, ooh, what's on his desk? You're gonna be why is that? It's more about what's on your desk, and then I've started throwing in rants about whatever irritates me, so you can laugh at me, and then you'll circle right back here to Sunday again at 7 p.m. Central every Sunday for Hollywood Matrimony Live, where we discuss the latest films that we watched and other nonsense, and that is all.
All right.
So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel right here below, and if you show up later on and we're not live anymore, you can pop over here and then you look over here and there's a trailers or something up here that you can watch, and it's all awesome. And thank you for watching.
All right. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Or will we?
We will.